Good morning, everybody. We are at the Eiteljorg Museum, downtown Indianapolis, and I am with Johanna Bloom, who is the curator of a really cool exhibit. And I know it's for kids of all ages, but baby boomers are really going to love this. Not that I'm a baby boomer or anything. But give us a broad view of what we're looking at this morning. What is this?
So this is our new exhibit called The Real West, and it really takes a broad
R-E-E-L.
Yes, R-E-E-L.
Right,
we'll play on words there. But it really looks at a broad view of the Western genre in film and television. And so we're looking at kind of the meaning of that genre to American society, how it's influenced us, how it's shaped the world around us, how we think about ourselves, talk about ourselves, that sort of thing.
And what's so interesting about this is that obviously one of the great points of the Eiteljorg is to destroy some of the myths. But many Westerns, correct me if I'm wrong, TV and movies actually promote those myths, don't they?
And originated a lot of those myths and stereotypes about the West and who lived there and lives there today even. So we wanted to kind of, acknowledge that development of those myths within the film genre. And so we're really looking at a lot of stereotypes that have been perpetuated by Western film and debunking those where we can.
Let's take a walk over here, and as we walk, the other thing we talked about earlier, which is so fascinating, is that a lot of these TV shows that I used to watch as a kid had a moral basis to it. But behind them, the context of it had some racial stereotypes.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, now tell me what this is here.
So we have a number of really interesting interactives where people can kind of delve into more detail with clips from the various Westerns we're talking about.
The Lone Ranger.
Yeah, so like you can watch some clips from The Lone Ranger, and this is a great example because you're able to then see some of the different representations of morality, of diversity, of identity. These are our core themes in the exhibit. And something like The Lone Ranger is really great because he's sort of one of those quintessential Western heroes. He's a white hat. He's a good guy. And he has this friendship and partnership with a native character, Tonto. But Tonto is really based in a lot of really negative stereotypes.
Okay, let's take a break here because I want to talk more about this. And I think in the final segment, you have a whole section about this. So we will come back. This exhibit runs until
February of 2019.
2019. We will be back.